just wanted to do a little video about our coal stove. So we went with a coal stove. We bought it through Obadiah's Wood Stoves online, and we went with the Buck stove model. Now there are coal stoves available, but they're not very mainstream, so you're gonna have trouble finding one. But when you do find, outfitters that carry them, then that's the way to go. So this Buck stove ended up costing us about $1,800, which is like 2.5 times the amount it would have been a couple years ago. But we went with the coal because we live in an area that's naturally very rich in coal. We have a coal mine supply just a few miles away and a distributor, which is awesome and helpful. And so, yeah, so we went ahead and put this in. We purchased, I believe it was 3 tons of coal at $110 a ton. There was like a $50 delivery fee, which we went with because we don't have a dump truck at this time. The gentleman brought it up about 2 days after we ordered it and dropped it off. We carry it into our house in like 5-gallon buckets, and in the mobile home, which we're in now, I just fill up this bin right here, and that's kind of how we've been swinging it. We went ahead and purchased this fan up here, which actually broke, so I don't recommend that, but a blower fan is very helpful. We have the exact same coal stove in our other building behind me, and yeah, the blower stoves just work really well. So we went ahead and created this chimney up to the top. There we are. We have yet to finish up our ceiling, so bear with us. But okay, so the details about why we like this. One, once you learn how to use coal, you can get this fire basically ongoing. This fire here has not gone out in weeks. The bottom area is where the updraft comes from, as well as where the tray is, where I can clean out ash. And I just shovel in the coal, periodically depending on what we need, and it burns. And so you do have to learn how to use coal and figure out what temperature you want, how much airflow you need, what your what your goals are, because I can get this thing raging and turn this house to like probably like 95 degrees where everyone's wanting to crack open a window, but then you're kind of just wasting coal. So we want, to keep our home at a constant, comfortable temperature. And so right now we're kind of kicking it up a little bit. That's why you can see the flames raging. Kicking it up because it's a little chillier. We woke up to a snowstorm, but throughout the day as we keep the house cold, warm, and we've worked to get it insulated, and being mindful about doors and things like that, you really can get it to just sort of simmer for you, and feed it in the evenings and in the mornings. So it's been awesome. And then, so here's the best part. Right now, because of the coal supply that we have and the cost that they're charging us, which it turns out is pretty reasonable, it seems like most people are paying a little bit closer to $200 a ton. Interestingly enough, the coal mine that we have access to ships like 95% of the coal overseas, and they charge 65 cents a ton. So it's really a shame, and you can kind of think about that and just figure out what you want to think about that. But I just think that that's absolutely outrageous. I think that this country and this government is just so backwards. And anyway, so yeah, I'm pumped about spending 110 a ton on coal, but they sell it for 65 cents a ton. And to our foreign friends. And anyway, so that ends up being that to keep this 900 square foot home pretty much like 80 plus degrees on a very cold night. We have, we get down to negative 20s here. Most typically we're in like the teens at night. Is about $1. I would say it's about anywhere between like 75 cents to $1.25 a day, include 24-hour cycle to heat this building. So if you think about what your energy cost would be like to heat your home for a 30-month period, I know where we were living before, we were in the hundreds to keep things this warm. And this house was actually set up with propane. We have propane lines run underground all the way down to our driveway for easy access for like the fill-up trucks. But our propane in this area is running like $3.50 a gallon. And that's just not something that we could do. So we bought 2 of these stoves. They're in 2 of our buildings. My husband has a older coal stove that came with the property in his garage, and we're loving it. The smell doesn't bother me. It is messy, as you can tell, but we do our best to just sort of sweep up and kind of tackle that. I haven't done it yet this morning, so this is a real life version of like what I would say it looks like at its messiest. But yeah, just sweep it up, vacuum it up, whatever you need to do, tidy up your home, and for $1 a day to keep our home, I mean, as warm as we want. You can't beat it. All right, thanks for watching.